Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Charlotte and this is Happy Twins 1111 Tarot. Before I begin, I just want to make an announcement about my live reading on Monday because I keep saving this to the end of my reading, getting muddled up. I'm a bit in the zone when I'm channeling and lose my kind of concentration. So basically, on Monday, the 11th of February, I'm doing a live reading. I'll be channeling my guide at the same time. I'll be using the format that is in my in the last few videos I've posted, which are channeled readings. So that's where, you know, I'm choosing roughly 4 cards, channeling my guide Arthur to get some information about your twin flame connection. So, and you know, messages from your divine masculine or divine feminine. So if you would like to tune into that, that's Monday the 11th of February, UK time, GMT, 11 p.m. So whatever country you're in, check what time it will be in your country and how it corresponds to 11 p.m. GMT. I believe it's 6 p.m. in the US or parts of the US, but you'll need to check that out. So I thought that would be a great opportunity for me to connect with you directly and, you know, do a number of free readings for people as they ask for them, rather than me choosing the court cards to pick out star signs and stuff. I may do that every Monday if enough of you tune in. So if I get a good turnout and there's plenty of you there wanting readings, I'll definitely do that more regularly. So please do comment, like, share and subscribe as always. If you're interested in what decks I'm using, that information is in the box below, as is the information about private readings. Goodness me, I'm really losing my train of thought. So today this is a pick a card reading. I'm going to use 3 decks. I'm going to draw 6 cards from each deck, and you can choose which one suits you best. And the question we're asking is, how does your divine masculine feel about you right now? How does he see you, you know, and how are things moving forward? I will be channeling my guide Arthur at the same time, so if you hear me pause and I go a bit quiet for a few seconds, just bear with me and be patient, because that means I'm trying to get some messages from Arthur for you. I'm going to shuffle and arrange the piles in front of you, and I'll put the timestamps in the box below so that you can see, once you've chosen your pile, where the reading for your pile begins. I may shuffle these again, this actual pile. Is that 6? Yeah. So that's pile 1. That's pile 2. Pile 3, and I'm going to do one more. I was going to do 3, but Arthur's telling me to do 4. I'm going to use this deck. Where is it? Oh, it's hiding. Actually, no. I'm going to take this one. Right, so that's 4 piles. How does your divine masculine feel? How is he seeing you? How's he seeing this situation right now? I'm just going to move them up there. By all means, pause the video, use a pendulum, take a few moments to really kind of zone in and see which pile works for you. I'm going to start with pile 1. Wow. Okay, so this divine masculine is really addicted to you. He is absolutely obsessed. Okay, we've got the devil here, which is the card of addiction, obsession. You may be really happy for this card to pop up, but actually attachment is not healthy, unconditional love, and this isn't going to help you get into union. But you know, the good news is he is thinking about you. You are on his mind non-stop, and he's really tired of conflict. We've got the 5 of Swords here in reverse. He has had enough of bickering, arguing, quarrelling. Arthur's saying these two just don't know when to stop. They don't know when to shut up. He said once one goes, they both go. And this is one of the issues they've got to work out before they can come into union. But this is a very deep soul connection, and this divine masculine knows that. He may not understand the twin flame journey, but he knows that you are a soulmate. He cares very deeply, but Arthur's guiding me that this obsessive viewpoint is not healthy. It's not good for him. It's not good for you, because he will not give you the space that you both need to heal. And you're both dealing with karmic partners right now. And Arthur's telling me that this is actually... this is intensifying this, because you're his escape. It's intensifying this devil energy, because when things are difficult with his karmic, you know, he's just indulging in thoughts of you, and the grass is always greener. It's just not a healthy state of mind. I know you might be quite pleased to hear that he is thinking of you. So we've got 2 3s down here, the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. And, you know, I think it's interesting as well. Hold on, let me just get clarity on this. So this is his karmic, 3 of Swords, painful. And this is you. You're on the joyful side of the equation. He's also showing me that the communication between you right now doesn't serve you, and that you both need to take a massive step backwards. If you are to maintain communication, then you need to... You need to keep it very low key. We've got the Ace of Swords here. And he's saying both of you have a forked tongue, sharp tongue. You lash out verbally. And if you're going to continue communicating, you need to do so from a place of neutrality. Passivity. But this divine masculine feels very, very deeply for you, but he's hurting right now. The karmic situation he's in is very painful. But I'm being shown that when he thinks of you, his heart chakra really glows, as well as his sacral chakra. This is a relationship that's highly charged with sexual chemistry. And actually, this is what is holding you together at the moment. But this isn't helping him. You guys meeting up and kind of being on and off right now is stopping you from addressing the situations you each have with your karmic partners. And you need to give each other that space, keep the communication neutral. But, you know, if you were looking for reassurance about how he feels about you, he feels very, very strongly. Really strongly. But as I said, at the moment, that's an unhealthy addiction, because he's loving from a place of attachment. He's loving from a place of fear. He's very frightened of losing you. He's terrified, in fact, of losing you, which is why he's struggling to let you go, even though he knows he needs to give his time and focus to this Three of Swords pain he is going through with his karmic. It's interesting, there's snakes, look, in this card, and in this one, they're butterflies. It's about transformation, and we have 3 butterflies. So in this Three of Swords, we've got 2 snakes. You know, that doesn't involve the twin, the divine feminine. But in this one, you know, if he's able to step into this energy, there'll be powerful transformation for all the people involved. And you need to give each other the space to work those situations out. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in conflict. And neither of you wants that right now. He definitely doesn't want that. But he's definitely understanding the overwhelming spiritual magnetism between you. He has dreams about you. He forgets them very quickly, but when he wakes up in the morning, he's mind blown. And then kind of, you know, within a few minutes, he gets up, does his stuff, and he forgets about it. He's not good at holding on to the memory of them, but momentarily they touch him. And Arthur's telling me that his higher self is actually a very highly evolved soul. But he will come to spirituality later in life, in this incarnation. He's got a lot of inner wounds, a lot of unpleasant, addictive behaviours as well. And I'm being shown this is what causes some of the conflict between you. He doesn't love himself. You know, whilst he's stuck in this devil energy, which is unhealthy attachment, this indicates that as well, that he's not coming at this journey from a place of healthy self-love, which is what you both need to be in union. Arthur's saying he will never give up on you. He has to complete his karmic cycle, and thereafter he will have work to do before a union can take place. But he wants it. So I hope that helped. Pile 1. Let me know in the comments box below. That's pile 2. A lot of blocked energies here. Wow. I've got another devil. Right, so we have King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords in reverse. So this divine masculine may have rejected you. He's feeling very, very let down. He's feeling he's not himself. So I'm being shown that he's normally a very spiritual person, and he has really struggled with accepting this journey. He is aware of the twin flame journey, but he's rejected that concept because he feels it's just brought him nothing but pain, and he's not finding the support in the community that connects with him and makes sense to him. So he's rejecting the spiritual aspects of this journey. He's completely ungrounded and tired of holding on. And I feel like he's experienced a lot of dishonesty from his divine feminine. He's really, really hurting. And he feels very trapped because he can't stop thinking about you. No matter how much he rationalizes the hurt and tries to, you know, tell himself this isn't healthy, this isn't good, it's not going anywhere, it's not working. He can't get these thoughts out of his head. It's actually driving him a little bit mad. But he's in a bad place right now. In rejecting the twin flame journey, he's also rejected some spiritual practices that did help to keep him balanced and grounded. But he does... Oh, hold on. Okay. So Arthur's saying that actually his fears over his divine feminine's honesty aren't actually real. They're perceived fears, they're perceived dishonesty, and they're not grounded in anything real. He's a very fiery and slightly paranoid character. I'm also picking up here on some mental instability, some definitely depressed, but he's not feeling well right now. And there's addiction here as well, which is it's exacerbating the paranoia. So he's feeling very vulnerable, very lost, very disconnected from his spiritual self, and very upset and annoyed with his divine feminine. He's rejecting support. He's rejecting friends. He's rejecting social engagement. He's feeling isolated, but he's isolating himself. The only card that is upright here, and it's the only major arcana, is this devil energy. And you know, this goes back to he's got a very unhealthy substance abuse problem, and this is massively warping his judgment. So if you're with a divine masculine that's stepped away from this journey and you're in separation, you know, he's going through some real pain at the moment. And I'm feeling like, you know, this mistrust of you. Arthur's communicating to me that he can't have a grounded conversation because he's not in that place. But he's asking me to show you this. When you turn all of these cards upright, apart from that one, this is, you know, apart from these two on this side, this is a very positive lineup. You've got the King of Wands, you've got the Prince of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Hearts. You know, this is about teamwork, coming together, massive spiritual power and energy, and of being very grounded and taking your time to move things forward. And of course, with the Nine of Cups, this beautiful celebration. And all of this is blocked, okay? But it does mean it can be unblocked. So that's why he wanted me to reverse them and show you what they're meant to look like upright. But he's rejecting... He's rejecting this connection. He's rejecting your truth. And he's stuck with this unhealthy addiction problems. You need to give him space. But you need to find a more calm and reassuring way to communicate trust. Arthur's telling me that the best way to do this is to write a letter or an email, and to take your time to read it again, and for your primary objective in writing that to communicate love and trust. This isn't a time for slinging mud, but you know, because of this paranoid state he's in with this deviled energy, you know, any perceived slight or, you know, story being changed. I feel like you did hold information back from him that wasn't so much dishonest, but it was perhaps A, none of his business because it was something that occurred when you weren't together, and B, you didn't want to hurt him. But he's caught you out on the accuracy. When he's asked you about things and you've kind of given him a response, your story may have changed slightly. And this has kind of sparked this massive explosion of mistrust. But Arthur's also asking me to remind you that if he didn't feel so deeply in love with you, he wouldn't be struggling with this. He wouldn't care. He's very, very ashamed of himself right now. He doesn't feel good enough for you. And even though he's very angry with you and he doesn't trust you, he does have this undeniable connection to you that actually drives him a little bit crazy. Arthur's showing me that you're the first thing on his mind from the moment he opens his eyes, and he tries to squash it down. It makes him feel very, very unstable. But he has got caught up in reading too much about this twin flame journey and he's rejected it. Please send him that letter. Write it very carefully. Make sure there are no insulting or provocative, you don't want to engage in an argument. It's not the time for slinging mud. It's the time for communicating from the perspective of honesty, loyalty and love. And you also need to encourage him to reach out to his friends and family to get support with this addiction. But I am feeling his friends, the circle of people he does spend time with, are part of this problem, and he needs to move away from that. He needs to reject friendship groups that are sharing this addiction. Arthur's saying when it's out of sight, it will be much easier to keep it out of mind. Okay, I hope that one helped. Part 3. I don't work with reversals with this deck, so if they are reversed, I will turn them upright. Oh, we have a much happier Divine Masculine here. This Divine Masculine is waiting for his twin. But there is an element of indecision. He doesn't feel good or worthy enough. And, wow, okay. But he's connected to his higher power. This guy's really good at manifesting, and he feels like he understands how to better himself so that he can be good enough for you. He doesn't feel worthy right now. And he's afraid of feathering his nest or putting all his eggs in one basket because he doesn't want to get hurt, but he's also being very bold. With the star here, this is what we see of you being slightly out of reach to him. This feeling of not being worthy enough. And with the Two of Wands, or spirals as it's called in this deck, we see this kind of a little bit of indecision. But I'm also getting this waiting with this, building something tangible that he can share with you. And this Eight of Wands, Arthur's saying post blood moon. We see this blood moon in this, and the stag, which is a representation of the Divine Masculine. Post blood moon, he was bombarded with signs, synchronicities, messages. This has actually sparked a spiritual rebirth in him, and he is really connecting with his higher power. He's learning to manifest. He's particularly drawn to the idea of the law of attraction, the secret, getting into that vortex of believing creates your reality. But he is very, in terms of how he feels about you, he's doing all this work for you. He's deeply, deeply into you. He thinks you're lovely. I'm actually seeing a woman. She's very down to earth and gentle, and he adores your femininity. He adores your girlishness. He adores just you're so nurturing, so affectionate and gentle. Very, very proud of you. He feels a very lucky man when he's in your company. But he's very focused on himself at the moment because he needs to be. feel like you are in separation, and he's scared to reach out at the moment, because he knows that if he comes back towards you, if he moves towards you again, it needs to be from a place of maturity and spiritual awareness. We've got the High Priestess here in the Six of Cups. He knows this is the real deal. He knows that this is magical. He's saying you're magical. You've inspired him so much. He's also shown me that he's been through a very difficult journey himself, and that part of the reason you were separated is that he didn't identify with his spirituality, and he actually mocked you when you raised that subject. He's very ashamed that he hurt you because you're so gentle, and he understands that you have fairly low self-esteem as well, and that you were quite crushed by his reaction to you bringing up this soulmate connection. But whatever cycle it is he's come through, he's come to this realization that he can't ignore the signs and synchronicities. But he does feel like he may have blown it, and that you're a bit out of reach now. He's worried that you're moving forward without him, that you have options that may not include him. He's really kicking himself for having blown it. He's telling me that when he came towards this connection initially, he was really facetious and flippant. And his higher self is showing me it's because he was so scared. Because he's never met anyone that made him feel the way you did. But this guy he wants you to know that he is deeply connected to his spirituality at the moment, and that he is on that path, and you're the primary reason he is doing that. Not just to impress upon you, but because he's seeing these signs, these rapid incoming changes post blood moon of just numerous signs. And this is what he wants to manifest. This beautiful paradise of soulmate connection where anything is possible. So hopefully you will hear from him soon, pile 3. That was a lovely one. Right, so pile 4, last one. The devil's come up, nearly all of them. Got a lot of blocked energy here as well. This guy is so full of regret. So this is very similar to one of the other piles we had in that, but this guy's moved past his ill behaviour. It's not addiction, it's ill behaviour. He had behavioural problems, and he feels so much guilt, so much disappointment, and so much regret for the sheer drama he has brought to your door. Pain that he's caused you. He wants you to know, though, that he's wiped that slate clean and he's starting over. The blindfold is off, and he's beginning to see the error of his ways. He's so sad that he rejected you. He feels so regretful about how things have turned out between you. I feel like you've been in separation with this guy for a very long time as well. And when I say ill behaviour, I'm seeing just a general lack of respect for authority, for the people around him that care about him. Really selfish streak in this man that has caused him to lose so much. And it has blocked so much joy from his life as well. We've got the 6 and 7 of, 6 and 8 of wands in reverse, with the devil in reverse in the middle. This to me is victory, joy, spiritual success, And this is, you know, rapid incoming positive change as a result of it. That's how your relationship was meant to look, but he messed it up. And here we've got this Five of Cups, this deep, deep regret and disappointment that he's spilled those cups. But he's had this Tower moment. Okay, and with the Eight of Swords reversed, the blindfold is off. Honestly, he's devastated. This Tower moment that forced him to completely reevaluate self. I'm being shown that ego is gone. It's just slowly breaking down to nothing. That's what this Tower moment was. This realization of, oh my God, what have I actually done? A lot of regret and remorse from these divine masculines today in terms of how they feel. Yeah, he feels unworthy as well. Arthur's showing me that he doesn't listen to his instinct, and he has no idea that you may be waiting in the wings for him. So you can't believe that you would, after the way he's behaved and the character he's displayed to you. Honestly, the shame, I'm feeling the shame now all the way through my chest. It's actually bringing a lump to my throat. So ashamed. A lot of tears. He's not a man that normally cries, but he's broken. He wants you to know how deeply sorry he is. He wants you to know that he is ashamed of the character he displayed and that that's not who he is. His higher self knows that you see this and that you see the best in him and love him unconditionally. His higher self is so proud of you for holding your balance, holding your spirituality and holding your love for him. And he's showing me such a beautiful, abundant woman. She's tossing flowers in the sky and laughing. She's so happy and abundant. He's so grateful that his ill behaviour didn't rock your boat, didn't disturb your peace of mind or really unsettle you. He knows he hurt you, but he's showing me that you coped so incredibly that you were able to just, you know, wash your hands and crack on with life, that you weren't wasting any tears over him. And he's so grateful that he didn't damage you or deeply hurt you, that you had that inner strength. This is what his higher self wants for him, and he's telling you that it's coming and that he is in a much healthier state of mind, and that he's sorry that he was harsh, he was blunt, harsh, cold, manipulative. These are all behaviours he is not proud of, but that ego is breaking down. And for the first time in his adult life, I'm being shown that his heart chakra is glowing and he feels compassion. And it's so Arthur's showing me that compassion for others will be his first step on the journey to establishing compassion for himself. At the moment, he really loathes himself. The overriding feeling I'm getting from this divine masculine is one of self-loathing, shame, and no self-worth. He has no idea that his 3D self has no idea that you're still holding so much compassion and love for him. He really is in a lot of pain. But he thinks of you, and the shame that he feels is more attached to you because he was so unpleasant to you, to the people around him. And being shown as well that this Tower moment was a rejection of himself, because he was rejected completely in other areas of his life as well. It wasn't just you that stepped away from him. There was a karmic shift in his personal cycle that meant a lot of people came towards him with the same message at the same time of saying, you don't treat me like this. This is wrong. Who do you think you are? And it's almost flicked a switch in his head. His conscience is suddenly lit up. And now that he's seeing with more clarity, he's so ashamed. Okay, I hope that one helped as well. So thank you so much, guys. Please like, share and subscribe. I will try and post videos every day this week. If there's anything in particular you would like me to read on, and also what formats you're liking. I've done a few different formats now. This is the first time I've done pick a card. If you like this, you want me to do more of these, let me know in the comments. Or if you want me to do more channeled messages with the star signs and the quartz, or just general readings, it's really useful for me to know what you would like to see. Please do join me on Monday, 11th February at 11 p.m. GMT for live readings and channel messages. I look forward to seeing you then. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon. Thank you.